Okay, shall
Should we
we?
get to game
Some of that
news?
sweet gaming news.
Some of that sweet,
Hmm.
sweet I mean, gaming news has been like a complete. It feels like a shotgun. Uh, just went off in terms of gaming news ever since these consoles came out because there's just so much to write about every day.
Yeah,
You know, whether it's small issues with deliveries of new consoles, small little technical issues with the consoles,
stuff, just
stuff
all of
like
the
that.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to start with? Do you want to talk about the mysterious door in Demon Souls being unlocked? I don't know if
Yeah,
you
got
heard that.
I don't want to read what the
No, I
prize
won't
is,
say.
but man, it didn't really take long for people to figure it out, and to grind the coins needed to open that door.
Yeah,
So this is a door that obviously wasn't in the original that Blue Point added in, just like they put in a secret door in Shadow of the Colossus remake
yeah.
that they did previously. So yeah, that's cool. If you're keen to read up on what's behind there, you don't want to
Just look
like
it up.
spend the
Yeah,
time finding it. Yeah, go do that. But it's cool that they added that, and it's even cooler that it got solved like that quickly.
yeah. Okay, that's
Game
that.
games people they band together in times of puzzle hardship, and
Yeah.
it's good to see. Um,
Um,
we got like a double dose of Cyberpunk 2077 stuff. This week
Cyberpunk.
we got like a surprise look at how the game is running on console, and then the scheduled final episode of Night City Wire, which showed off more of Keanu Reeves' character Johnny Silverhand, showed that he'll actually be playable in the game, which is
Oh,
interesting.
really? Okay.
Yeah, I just want to talk a bit about the console footage
Engine's
because
been hit! Get us out of
Yeah.
here!
um, so they showed it on two consoles. They showed it on Xbox One X and Xbox Series X. Okay, so
Yep.
they omitted Series S and they omitted base Xbox, both of which are weaker, quote unquote, than the Xbox One X.
Good
And
lord.
that footage on the One X was rough.
Was
Like,
it?
I think visually it looks fine. Like if you take a screenshot from that version, it looks fine. Like they've added, I think it's definitely a step down from the Series X in terms of fidelity, but it looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the frame rate was just bad.
The
Like
bad
in
news.
combat, walking around the
They
city,
got a
and
lock
if
on
like
us!
that's what CD Projekt
Engine!
Red is showing,
Good lord.
yeah,
Well, I
so
mean,
that makes me wonder how that thing's gonna run at all on the base Xbox and the Series S as well.
well, we were kind of shocked. I remember, like, I don't know when it was, but when it was revealed that it was coming to current gen consoles, because we were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
from everything we'd seen, it looked like this is a next gen experience, But
Mm.
I don't know. If I mean, I can't imagine playing this on like the base PS4 or series,
No,
that Series S, the Xbox One S. Like, how is it going to work? It'll work,
I think it's gonna
but
be rough
yeah.
going.
Look,
Um,
if if CD Projekt Red can get The Witcher 3 to run on the Switch, I'm pretty sure
that's
they can
true.
do anything. But still, it's like I don't know if that's the way you want to play this game.
It I guess it comes down to what compromises you're happy
Yeah,
with. I mean, to me, playing a game, especially one that is, it's still an RPG, but it's a first person shooter with like a frame rate that doesn't look like it's even
Have
locking onto
converged on the
30
already
is
overcrowded.
yeah,
to me a bit rough. Like I don't want to play that version. And in the same vein, the Series X version only runs at 30 as well. So I'm
yeah.
just like,
Like, say what?
yeah. So I'm looking at a PC version here right now.
Oh, I'm
Because
busy.
PC looks good, and you can put all those bells and whistles on,
Yeah,
ray tracing wise. So
this game's
yeah,
out soon though, which is
December 10th. Yeah,
my god, that's too much to play.
it's the day before I go to Cape Town on holiday, so I am not playing that game for a while still.
Listen, this is a game I want to play, but I can't say I'm gonna rush to play it because I know it's gonna be one of those you need to like take 3 months of your life to just get
Mm.
immersed in this game.
And
So
it's coming out at a really weird point of the year where I feel like it's going to be like a flash in the pan, like people are going to play it, but then it's also like it's the year winding down. You know what I mean? People
yeah,
go away, or a lot of websites start winding down for the year
yeah,
in anticipation of Jan. So it's just a very, I'm sure CD Projekt Red would have liked to have stick to their date, which was originally yesterday, or
yeah.
November 19th. So
Well, personally, I'm kind of relieved that it's coming out in December because I'm like, I'll have some leave, and that's the sort of time I could actually put
could you
time into
imagine it
this.
came out now with Demon
No.
Souls and
No,
Spider-Man
no, no,
and
no, no,
oh
no, no.
my
See,
goodness.
that's I hear you. It's a bit of a weird time it's coming out, but I'm also kind of grateful because even going into January doesn't really have like, big. Well, not that I'm aware of. No big launch titles. So the next 2 months, people can immerse themselves in Cyberpunk. Yeah. That's Cyberpunk.
It was a big Capcom leak. Well, not a leak actually. People literally hacked into Capcom's servers, and there was a huge information breach as a result. That shit's criminal activity, and I don't think anyone condones it. But there were some interesting tidbits that came
That
out
just
from
came
that.
out.
So
It's like, don't do this, but hey, look at this. We've got some
Yeah.
some interesting news out of this.
Well, I mean, a lot of this, take it with a grain of salt because, just getting internal documents doesn't paint the full picture,
For sure.
obviously. But according to the documents, Capcom has a Resident Evil game in store every year, sort of, up until the year 2024 at the moment. So I think their cadence of like a remake and then a new game every year will stick because Remake 3 came out this year.
Yeah.
Remake 2 came out last year. The year prior to that was RE7. And next year we've got RE8, which apparently is coming out in April. So,
Oh,
according to this leak.
well, that's funny because that's a year after Resident Evil 3. They're
Yeah,
just
that's
really
true.
leading into that cadence of one a year.
That's true. Capcom is apparently also maybe thinking about a Dragon's Dogma sequel, as well as remakes of classic games such as Final Fight and Power Stone.
I think Garth is very excited for the Dragon's Dogma remake.
As expected, there's also a mention of Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Because of course there is.
Of course
Like,
there is. I mean,
it's almost weird that hasn't been announced yet.
The worst
yeah.
fighting game in existence, am I right, Jeff?
Oh yeah, no. Like
I
who
mean,
the fuck knows this quarter circle bullshit?
Only
Like, no one.
only redeeming factor of Street Fighter is a stretchy arm guy. We all know this.
Hell yes. Stretchy arm guy is bae.
It's a good time. Yeah.
What else? Among Us is teasing a new map, which looks like it's going to be revealed at the Game Awards.
Cool.
There's also the Game Awards.
The Game Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, let's have a look at that quickly.
I'm not going to go through every nomination.
not every nomination, but we can at least go through the
Game of the Year.
The Game of the Year nominees, yeah. Which is a pretty solid list, bar one. So not to take away from it, I think Doom Eternal is a great game. I played it and I loved it, but I don't know if it's a Game of the Year. No, look, I can't actually say that because if I think about Doom, like critically, I think it's actually kind of a perfect shooter. So I can understand why it's here, but personally for me, I don't see it as the Game of the Year.
Yeah, no, I mean, we spoke about this during the Demon Souls stream, but like I find it weird that Doom Eternal's there at all because I mean the general consensus I sort of gleaned at the time was like people were like, yeah, Eternal's good, but it's not the seminal game that Doom 2016 was. You know what I mean?
True. Doom 2016 really was like a breath of fresh air for that franchise.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And in some regards, a lot of people like did not like Eternal's like more
open
like combat chess like combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I definitely think a game like Half-Life Alyx deserves to be there instead.
Yeah.
I also think Among Us got shafted big time considering its
it's been
cultural impact.
Yeah, it's been a massive impact this year.
I don't even think it's up for best multiplayer, which is just like what the fuck are you doing?
It's up for best mobile game. Oh, it is up for best multiplayer. Is that what you said?
Let me check.
Best
Game Awards.
I'm busy looking now. Best multiplayer.
You muted yourself, by the way.
Oh, because I was busy searching. No, it is for best multiplayer.
It is there.
Yeah.
Okay. There was one category where it just wasn't there, and I was just like, how? I think it was best
Wonder
like best new IP
maybe
or something.
best new IP, yeah. Although,
Yeah,
I don't know if Among Us came out this year. Maybe that's why it was excluded. So the game's actually been
it
out.
could be. Yeah,
I,
that's a
th-
good
I think the
point.
game came out last year, maybe even the year before. But for some reason, this year is when it just came out of nowhere, and people are like, oh shit,
But
there's this
didn't
game
Phasmophobia also come out like long ago?
that
Because that's
was.
up for best debut.
Maybe that came out this year. I don't know. I have no idea.
But that could be the reason. Because like you said, yeah, Among Us has been out for 2 years.
Mm.
So,
But on just on Game of the Year, we've got Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, The Last of Us Part 2. And I've been very fortunate, enough that I've played all of these this year. And
mhm.
I cannot tell you what my Game of the Year is. It's so difficult. I think, like, if I sit, like, again, Doom Eternal, not my Game of the Year, but if I look at the others, I'm like, I've spent a lot of time with these games and I really enjoyed all of them. I need to decide which one just stands a little bit higher than others, and I can't tell you right now what that is.
I think out of that list,
You got
it's
Hades, right?
Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't
Hades.
know. You pick Hades, and I hear you because I also love Hades, but I also then remember like the amount of time I spent in Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
The
Animal Crossing would be a very close second to me, actually. Like, I think, but that's also that's difficult because it's like it's my first Animal Crossing, so I don't know,
how it
how
stands up
radically
against
it
others,
changed.
yeah. But I
And
mean,
it's a very circumstantial thing.
for
It's like it
sure.
came out at the right time.
But then Final Fantasy VII Remake, this game, I've told you like 4 million times, like whenever you find you don't have any games to review, you have to revisit this because
Mm.
it
No,
is
I mean when I
such a
started it,
fantastic
I was
remake.
in on it. I was super happy
Yeah,
playing it. So
yeah.
yeah,
Game Awards December 10th. We'll
yeah,
see
same
who.
day as Cyberpunk's release date. So
Yeah,
interesting.
good times, good times. They're gonna be like Jeff Keighley's gonna be like, look under your chair. You get a copy of Cyberpunk. You get a copy of Cyberpunk.
That'd be funny.
Can
That'd be
happen.
funny
It
as
will
well,
happen.
especially because no one's there. It's all like streamed. It's like look
Okay.
under your chair at home. You've got a
Wow.
code. When
How did
was it put there?
when did you get in here, Jeff?
Don't think about it.
My gosh. What else
Some
do we
just
have?
quick fire news to finish off quickly. Marvel's Avengers is getting Kate Bishop in December,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a new campaign focused on Clint Barton, who's the original Hawkeye.
Yep.
I couldn't care less about Avengers, to be
Wow.
entirely
I
honest.
don't know how this
Very-
game's gonna redeem itself.
Far Cry 6 got delayed fairly recently, but a Microsoft Store listing seems to have suggested it's now out on May 2020 in May 2021. So
Okay.
that's not too much of a delay.
Yeah.
I mean, we have not seen gameplay.
No.
So like the fact that it was originally coming out in February, I was like, yeah, that's definitely not happening.
Yeah.
And then
I'm interested to see this game. But yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Carry on.
I'm curious. I've Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4, good games. Far Cry
Yeah.
5, very boring.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm keen to for it to get back to being good again, in my view.
Yeah.
And the last bit of news is a tease from Hitman developer IO
Yeah.
Interactive. They're making a new James Bond game, which I think is a
That is a
perfect.
fantastic fit. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a general consensus. People, when the teaser was announced, people are like, yeah, like that makes complete sense to give this studio this franchise. I mean, this I suppose brand, I guess, to play with.
Yeah, I guess just a property, and it's going to be a wholly original story. It's not like based on any movie or whatever. So it's just called Project 007 for now. So I don't know whether that means it's still quite far out because IO Interactive is launching Hitman 3 in January.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's not just a straightforward first-person shooter, even though I've liked a lot of James Bond shooters in the past. But I'm curious to see what IO does with this. I think it could be very cool.
Well, I mean, if I think of the Hitman games, there's a lot of it. There's a reason people say this is a perfect fit because it might not be an outright shooter. It could be they could incorporate learnings from the existing games on like blending in with crowds and these big open spaces. Like how do you tackle this mission or whatever. So very exciting.
It would be very cool if it was like your mission is in this area and you've got to like it's like a sandboxy area. Like you've got to figure out how to achieve that, that goal.
Yeah.
how 007 would do it. I think that'd be a really cool take on it.
Mm.
Then it just does feel like you're playing Hitman in a 007 skin. I think you could have things that are unique to James Bond,
Yeah.
and still keep a I don't know. I'm curious. Like I'm interested to see what they do with it. And just like who's the developers of Divinity Original Sin? Oh God, sorry.
Larian. Yeah.
Like when they were announced as the devs for Baldur's Gate 3, it's like
Yeah. It makes complete sense.
isn't a more perfect fit. So, and that's kind of how I feel here with IO and James Bond.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Sure. That's coming. Coming to a
that's
place near you.
gaming news.
That is gaming news.